Now consider the Foreign Minister's statement, which she put out today. It's a word salad of wrong-headed assumptions, and it's addressed to the wrong people. She says the humanitarian situation in Gaza is dire and human suffering is widespread. Well, I wonder who caused the suffering. Might it not have been the governing body of Palestine, that's Hamas, who launched a terror raid into Israel, slaughtering men, women and children, and having sown the wind, are now reaping the whirlwind? It might be Hamas, who declined Israel's offer to end the siege in return for the hostages being released. It could be Hamas who are causing the widespread suffering by putting their military installations right beside public facilities. And it could be the Arab nations who go on and on about the Palestinian people but won't allow any of them to take refuge in their nations. But no, it's Israel's fault. Penny Wong goes on to say, we call for humanitarian pauses on hostilities so food, water and medicine can be delivered. Sure, so is she talking to Hamas, saying, could you please stop lobbing missiles indiscriminately at Israeli cities, which they continue to do? Is she talking to Hezbollah, who are doing the same thing to Israel's north? Or maybe to Iran, who are the puppet masters in all of this? No, she's saying, Israel, you need to stop your hostilities. And who does that help? That helps Hamas to prepare for the ultimate ground invasion and get ready for that. And then she says this. She says the way Israel exercises its right to defend itself matters. It matters to civilians throughout the region, and it matters to Israel's ongoing security, which kind of sounds like a threat. Effectively, she's saying Israel has a right to defend itself, but if Israel doesn't defend itself in a way that severely impedes its ability to defend itself, then its right to defend itself will be withdrawn, with friends like Australia, who needs enemies. And then finally, she finishes with this. She says innocent Palestinian civilians should not suffer because of the outrages perpetrated by Hamas. Well, amen. We all agree with that. So why not address your statement to Hamas? Tell them to surrender, to disarm, to release the hostages, to give up their leaders for criminal trials, and the humanitarian suffering in Gaza would be over like that, Caleb.
Indeed, and if you pick apart each of these individual threads she's put in here, the nonsense, which is what it is, we call for humanitarian pauses on hostilities. Now, we know there's only one outfit that would even consider doing that, and that's Israel. So that means that Hamas continues to fire upon Israel while Israel says,
correct,
all right, because we recognise that Hamas is a bunch of terrorists, we're just going to hang fire for 5 days so we can send in food and water while you kill our people. Yeah, move on, buddy. Seriously. The way Israel exercises its right to defend itself matters. Israel, when it fires into Gaza, gives fair warning to civilians to get out of the way that they're going to do that.
Yep.
Hamas does not return that favour to the people of Israel when it decides to come and attack. But we know that people stay there because they are instructed by Hamas to do so. Hamas use
that, and no one will take them. All these surrounding countries, the 19 Arab countries being like, yay, we're on Palestine's side, but we're not taking a single Gazan.
So they're used as human shields. So that's that one out of the equation. And then innocent Palestinian civilians should not suffer because of the outrages perpetrated by Hamas. Now, what she is alluding to here is collective punishment, which is what we heard last week from Anne Ali. It's what we heard last week from Ed Husick.
Yes. Collective
punishment is a designated war crime. Now, she's too smart to accuse them of a war crime, but that is what she is alluding to. This is the language of our foreign minister, a foreign minister in a Western democracy, in a veiled way, accusing Israel of war crimes.
And what international laws have been broken?
Absolutely
none. They can't name a single one. And can I just say, God forbid that this Albanese government is ever a wartime government, because they would be tucking our enemies into bed with warm Milos. The way that this is Israel versus a death cult, and all Penny Wong has done, all our foreign minister has done, is literally bleat via Twitter, being like, oh, skip gently through the tulips, won't you? I mean, no civilian lives should be lost. Civilian lives are lost in wars, period. There is absolutely no way around that. No war in history has been fought where no innocent civilian lives were lost. But focus on the bad guys.